Hello, welcome back to the final part of Monday's edition of Fan Zone with myself, Jonathan Joseph, and Don Hutchison. Part 3 is always reserved exclusively for Don's Team of the Week. So all the games that have played so far in match week 10, Don has assembled his players that have impressed him in a 4-3-3 formation. Some interesting choices in there, Don. I mean, Kyle Walker-Peters at right back, his side conceded 3 goals.
Jonathan, this was a hard team to try and put together, and I'm expecting a few of the Skypers to try and rip me apart. I thought it was a mention for Sam Johnson. I thought Kyle Walker-Peters played well in the game. Connor Cody played well. Thiago Silva. Benjamin Mendy got his goal. James Ward-Prowse was sensational, as Calvin Phillips. Donny van der Beek had his best game. Cavani got 2. Riyad Mahrez got 3, and Che Adams. I hope no one tries to take Che Adams out of my side, because even though he didn't get goals, he was easily man of the match in that game.
OK, which means Q, someone calling up to say, I want Che Adams out. Kit in India is a Manchester United fan. Kit, who do you think should be out of Don's Team of the Week? Who do you think should be in?
Well, I definitely think Bruno Fernandes needs a shot out, because he created 1 goal, he had 1 goal, and most importantly, last time around or a few weeks ago, he could easily score a hat-trick against Everton, but he put ball on the platter for Cavani and tells him to just, go for it, and you're finally arrive in the league, which was incredible, and it was very awesome to see. And that was very critical as well, because of last match, Edison Cavani was star of the match, or probably the whole Premier League. So I think Bruno needs to be given credit for that as well.
Kit, are you saying you want Bruno Fernandes in the side because he scored a goal? I'm looking at the bigger picture, and you say he assisted one of the goals. Well, he didn't really, did he? He had a strike from the edge of the box, and it took a deflection towards Edison Cavani. So I can't really swap Donny van der Beek, who I thought had a really good game, for Bruno Fernandes. Actually, I thought Bruno Fernandes, that was one of his worst games for United.
That's true. I mean, I agree, but he was very, very poor in the first half, but he kept at it, and he was the one who finally got United on the score sheet, and then that's how the whole game turned around. And if you see the flip side of the equation, if United loses that match or draws that match, so much pressure on them once again. So I think Bruno is the anchor which is holding United at the shore right now. Otherwise, they would be, lost in the cyclone or in the ocean.
OK, Don, so Donny van der Beek out, Bruno Fernandes in?
I can't do it. You put up a very good case, because he has been the glue that's kept Man U together, but even though he scored a goal, that was one of his worst performances. So on that one, Donny van der Beek stays in, Bruno Fernandes doesn't get in. Sorry, okay. Kit.
Sorry, Kit. Don, you can do it.
I don't know what to say, mate. It's okay.
Just call back. Just say bye. It's all right.
Call back, Kit. Call back next week, because you'll challenge me next week.
Nice one. George in Canada is an Everton fan. George, you've seen Don's Team of the Week. Not a great weekend for Everton. Maybe you have a player that you think should have made the cut.
Yeah. Not an Everton player, unfortunately, but we'll do Kevin De Bruyne for Phillips.
Why?
Oh.
Well, De Bruyne is he hasn't had a really consistent season this year, but I think he was involved in 4 of those goals out of the 5 that Man City scored. And, I mean, he had 2 assists officially, but he was involved in all 4.
He's involved in everything, always.
When you mention George, Kevin De Bruyne, all I think of is nil satis nisi optimum. So
I know.
So that's a beautiful top you've got on, and this is no bias whatsoever, but I will swap Kevin De Bruyne for Calvin Phillips.
Brilliant.
That sound man needs to do a little bit more, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't know where he is. Maybe.
Cheers, George.
Cheers, thanks.
George, thank you, congratulations. Arvind in Malaysia, we can see that Don's in a good mood now. Try and catch him with something.
Oh. He's not happy.
He's a Leeds fan. You took Calvin Phillips out.
Yeah, but I might put him back in.
Can I just say, that has never, ever been done before.
Never been done?
It's never been done.
Arvind, go for it.
Nah, I'm gonna take it a bit differently here. My challenge to you was what you said at the beginning. Che Adams, who you felt was the man of the match, who had a good game, not saying he didn't, but I would take Che Adams out and put Pedro Neto in from Wolves. I mean, Pedro Neto, on the day itself, we think of Hector Bellerin being quick. The amount of times that Pedro Neto went past him, he was a world beater on the day. He scored one, he assisted one, and it's come to a point that Wolves fans don't even feel the loss of Diogo Jota. Because for me, Pedro Neto was unplayable on the day against Arsenal, so I would bring in Pedro Neto in for Che Adams.
Arvin, that's a good shout, but I'm leaning towards a little bit of bias because I was actually at St Mary's commentating on the game. And there were some brilliant performers. Cavani got a brace. Bruno Fernandes didn't have his best game, but he scored. James Ward-Prowse got an assist and a goal, and he was phenomenal. But my eyes were always drawn to the way Che Adams played. He had Victor Lindelof, he had Harry Maguire, he never lost any duels whatsoever in the air. He was strong when the ball was at his feet. His link-up play was excellent. His running in behind was superb. And the only thing missing from his game, granted, was a goal. But unfortunately, I can't take him out the side because I thought he was that good on the day. Sorry, Arvin.
So, Don, I need to answer the... I don't need to answer the question. Arvin, thanks very much.
That Soundman's having one today, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. We're hearing from him when we don't want to, when we want to. I still love him, though.
Yeah, he's good.
OK. Thank you very much. Eric in Kenya is a Liverpool fan. No Liverpool players in Don's starting 11. Nice top that, Eric.
Great
Lovely
top.
top that.
Well, let me tell you, John, in the next couple of weeks, we'll start getting Liverpool players back to your
I agree.
team. Now,
I agree.
what I'm saying, fantastic team, but it's so hard by they to pick someone out. But I'm going to pick João Moutinho for John van der Beek. He was fantastic last night against Arsenal.
Moutinho for Donny van der Beek.
Yep.
Give me a little bit more. Go on, seduce me.
Look, he made 6 tackles last night. That is as many as twice than any player on that field last night. He was the difference between the lines for me.
Eric, are you saying I should pick Moutinho because he made 6 tackles? I'd make 6 tackles in my sleep.
Listen, that's one of the reasons. That's not like the whole reasons. It's one of the reasons why Wolves control the midfield and control the game. Look, Arsenal nowhere close to that game last night. And that's why they're complaining this today. They need creativity and stuff.
I think Wolves were quite dominant yesterday. Moutinho was brilliant. Neto we heard of earlier. I thought they were solid, and especially losing their star striker so early on in the game. But
so what you're saying, Jonathan, you're ganging up with Eric, is that what you're saying?
I'm not just saying that. I'm saying maybe you consider having a Wolves player in that team because they were very good as a unit.
If you give me one good reason to side with Eric and take Donny van der Beek out,
yeah,
I will concur.
Just one.
Just one really good reason to entice me, to seduce me.
I think when your teammates see one of their teammates leave the pitch in such circumstances as they did with their number, to get your head back in gear away from home without fans was no mean feat.
Good
and
point.
I think they went from strength to strength in that
Good
game.
point. Eric, he's in. He's in.
Yes.
Moutinho is in.
Eric owes me half a substitution.
He does, he does. And you might get more Liverpool players in the coming week.
Eric, thanks very much for joining us on the show.
Great point, though, JJ, about, Raul Jimenez leaving the pitch injured, and we wish him and his family all the very best, because that must have been tough for the Wolves players.
Yeah, you saw as soon as he went down, the Wolves players went over, and you can always tell the reaction to the line that it was very serious.
Yeah.
So well done to Wolves, and of course all the medical staff at the game, and we wish Raul Jimenez a very speedy recovery. Don, 2 games still yet to play in match week 10. Leicester against Fulham tonight is the early kickoff.
In the seasons of all seasons where you never say anything's guaranteed, this is a guaranteed win for Leicester. They will beat Fulham hands down, and they might beat them by 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
I fancy them.
You can't see Fulham coming back with anything?
No, I don't. I've seen enough of Fulham, and I think they're struggling. I think they're a decent side, but I think they're too pretty and too naive, and I don't think they've got that cutting edge to generate 3 points, not against Leicester.
OK, 5 seconds on West Ham against Aston Villa.
I'm going to go a 2-2 draw.
2-2?
2-2.
A little Desmond, you sat on the fence.
A little Desmond.
Thank you very much, Don. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, Rob Green, for joining us on the show. 2 games still left to play this week in the Premier League. Enjoy them. We'll see you on the other side. Bye for now.